Hello, everyone. Hope you're all having a good evening. Dragon's here!
Hello.
And Rocky. Rhino isn't. Neither is Nubs.
Lame.
That's 20 minutes and we've been waiting here. 20 minutes. Maybe I should complain? I'm sure that guard has better things to do than stand there pretending he doesn't see us. You know, the minute we get angry, the client will show. It always works that way. Like shouting, "Oh, waiter!" and they're standing right behind you. Oh God! Is our client going to be much longer? What are you talking about? Haven't you already started the meeting yet? Huh? What the fuck?
Oh, hiding in the fucking corner this entire time.
Also, hey Vanny, how was the party? Yeah, it was fine. It was loud as always.
Yeah, that's usual.
What? Where'd you come from? Well, anyway, please have a seat. I'm nervous, Apollo. It's the silence. It builds suspense. Why don't you do something, Tracy? You're a magician, aren't you? That's right. Okay. I'm the amazing Mr. Hat.
And hiding.
Ah! She passed out. This magician underwear might have been a bit better. That's magic panties, Apollo. Oh, this girl ain't gonna talk, is she? Hi? Well, I'm your defense. I really think it has to be fate, you know? And by fate, I mean destiny. Did you know I'm good with astrology?
Okay.
Tell me, what's your signs? I can tell you mine if you like, Apollo. No, never mind. I just got carried away there. I seem destined to get difficult clients, it seems. Just... so what's your name? Oh, right, I'm supposed to introduce myself first. I'm Apollo Justice. And I'm Tracy Wright. I know. This is getting nowhere fast. Hey, I know, maybe you could tell us what happened? I'm your defense attorney, after all. Anything out of the ordinary happened lately? Well, the other day, this tourist from out of town stopped to ask me directions. Later, Tracy. I feel like I need to ask directions myself here. Well, that was fruitless. I think I understand despair a little better. You did good, Apollo. The fuck? Look, she's doing her nails. What? Are nails more important than defense? Is that it? Let's go, Tracy. Excuse me?
That was a fucking statue, you moron.
Could you read this? Sure? I feel like a teenager on a first date. And this is the love letter we pass from desk to desk at school. Stop looking so wistful and read it, Apollo. It's a business card with a name and an address. The name is Vera Misham. The address is for Drew Studio. Great news. Yesterday, a friend helped me by telling me to use the block feature on WhatsApp. I know you told me about that before. And you're giving me this card because... Well, looks like we're finished here. I wonder if Drew Studio is the scene of the crime? Well, let's go find out. Alrighty. Wow. This looks like... It looks like a studio. It's like life imitating art. Or maybe it's the other way around? But the tape on the ground there, it's a bit jarring. Yeah, looks like we found our crime scene. Apollo, look at all these paintings. Hey, don't touch those. It's okay, I'm just looking. Huh? Apollo, look at this one. Looks half finished. You can still see the rough sketch underneath. Well, that's odd. The rough part doesn't look like the rest of the painting at all. Yeah, good point. That is odd. All the paintings have a really different style too. Oh, I thought I might find you two here. Oh, hello. Emma, long time no see. Oh, it seems like I run into you far too often. I better know why you're here too. You know about the trial simulation tomorrow? I've heard about it, sure. So Mr. Wright chose you, huh? We don't even know what the case is about. Well, he was killed. The artist who owns the studio, that is. Mr. Drew Misham. Misham? And his daughter was put under arrest. Yeah, we just saw her at the detention center.
The real story behind Bendy and the ink machine.
It was funny though. She seemed more like a victim than the kind of person who could commit murder. You don't say. Not even by poisoning? That's how it was done, you know. Poisoning's a common way to get the job done when the murderer is a woman. But poisoning? Anyway, Mr. Wright told me you'd be coming.
That actually does check out.
Feel free to take a look around. I'll just be over here with my snackoos. We can't talk to anyone related to this case this time around. Which means we better find out as much as we can here at the scene. Or else. Huh. So this, Drew Misham was some kind of artist? Apparently. There are a lot of illustrations for books, I hear. Had a lot of female fans too, for what it's worth. Oh? Well, I guess this stuff is kind of pretty. Like that oil painting over there, for instance. Yeah. That wasn't one of his illustrations, actually. Huh? So it was a standalone painting or something? Is that what she means? He was an odd bird, Miss Ham. Hadn't shown his face to anyone until the end. What do you mean, to anyone? He was always locked up here in his studio, apparently. His only connection to the outside world was through letters he'd put in that letterbox there. Letters? Do people still write letters? What do you mean, Apollo? I mean, when was the last time you wrote a real letter? Don't most people use email and stuff these days?
Yes.
Not Mr. Misham. Couldn't stand technology, it seems. He did everything by mail. Maybe he thought that was more artistic, you know?
Or private.
In any case, the only person besides him allowed in here was his daughter, Vera. Oh, you mean the killer? The suspect, please. We took some fingerprints, of course. The only ones found in the room were Mr. Misham's and Vera's, basically. Actually, last night, Mr. Misham gave an interview to the reporter for the first time. It happened during the interview, apparently. His first interview ever. Could you tell us a bit more about what happened the night of the murder? Insert that technology meme.
Or my dad coming in and asking me how a microphone but there's no phone.
So this woman, Vera, she's Mr. Misham's daughter, right? Yeah, a real sickly girl ever since she was little. Hardly ever went outside. She did kind of give off a withdrawn sort of aura. She was homeschooled by her father, apparently. It was quite a scene when they took her to the detention center. She was screaming about how she'd die if they took her outside. That does sound like a scene. Well, in the end, she agreed to leave if she was allowed her good luck charm for company. Her good luck charm? Apparently, she has this charm that magically gives her the courage to go outside. Why can't I ever get a normal client?
That's cute. He thinks that's
But
possible.
why would a shut-in daughter kill her own dad? Well, don't look at me. So about the poison, it was found to be in his coffee, right? No, not precisely. Not precisely? What does that mean? It means see for yourself, I think. Like I said, last night was the first time someone from the outside came into the studio. I guess mysterious painters who never go outside make for good articles.
Well, duh.
And it just happened that he died the night of his first interview. Around 9 PM every night, Barrett always made him a cup of coffee. Last night he drank his usual coffee and suddenly became violently ill. And died?
No, he lived.
She poisoned him on the night of his interview. Wouldn't the reporter see? He was near Mr. Misham when she bought her father his coffee. Oh, I didn't know there was fucking a whole bunch of that. He was
That
checking
would
out
make a
some
lot more
equipment in the
sense.
back of the room. Supposedly, that's why she didn't notice he was there. It was a reporter who called the police, in fact. Wait, but why is she the suspect? If anyone's suspicious, it's the reporter. Yet the reporter never got near Mr. Misham's coffee. Even Vera acknowledges that. Oh, regardless, I want to know more about this reporter.
Anything. The person was poisoned. You don't have to get near the person.
Alright, let's see. I wouldn't mind taking a close look at those paintings. I just love oils. You know how they're so thick? Is that the word? These paints are all dry. I'm just surprised at how different they all are. Yeah, and what's going on with this half-finished one? Must have been a work in progress. You can still see the rough sketch below. That's what's so weird. The sketch part doesn't really fit the finished part. I noticed. That is weird. There's a painting there. Hey! There's a painting hidden back here. Hey, you're right. What if it's embarrassing somehow, and he didn't want anyone to see it? You certainly seem pleased by the possibility. Oh, wait, what the fuck? Huh? It's so normal. That's hardly something to get mad about.
That's
Huh?
Van
What
Gogh
is it?
style piece.
What is it,
believe.
Apollo? No, that looks like the same one we see that's being worked on right now. Well, doesn't this
Yes,
painting
but I
look
mean-
like... Never mind. I'd better get a professional opinion on this. Yeah, so it's the same one on the...
Yeah, but
just a
look
different
at,
sky.
Yeah, that's what I'm meaning. The sky itself reminds me of like your
Yeah, I
Starry
know,
Night
but we're
Van
not
Gogh.
talking about that.
I am. So
Why couldn't it have been that Austin Powers moment with the coffee? Oh boy. Ah, that's the
I
victim's
just think
coffee
it's
mug.
funny. You know, Phoenix would have
Aha,
something
so
to
the
say
poison
about the
was in
coffee.
here. This is my first time seeing a real poison mug for of coffee. I would hope so.
Yeah, I would too.
Poisoned coffee. Not exactly. Actually. What do you mean? No traces of poison were found in the coffee. What? You'd have to figure out the rest yourself. I'm officially not on your side after all. Okay.
Well, yeah, it's around the rim.
So, Emma, about this coffee mug. I hope you aren't trying to grill me for information. You know I'm not talking. I suppose you are the detective here. Why don't you two take a look at yourselves? If you find a clue, I might not be unwilling to lend a hand. I think she's going to help us, Apollo. Let's check out this mug, shall we? There is something on there.
Yeah, the vibrant fucking blue.
Hey, look there! That stain doesn't look so healthy, Apollo. That must be the Blue Mountain stuff we've been hearing about. Something tells me that even Blue Mountain coffee isn't this blue. No, this stain is probably... better ask Emma. The lip? No. Alright, right. Emma, about this mug. There's a pale blue, residue on the rim. Eh? That... Oh, yes, well, it's just a rumor. But I've heard there's a kind of coffee called Blue Mountain. I'm pretty sure it isn't actually blue, Emma. Ah, right. Okay, you got me. That's left over from my testing spray. Forensic science? I knew your hobby was behind this somehow, Emma. It's not a hobby. So what kind of scientific stuff were you up to? This spray, that's what. It turns blue when it touches poison. So the person that... Hey, train unit.
Hello.
God, where's Nubs? And where the hell's where's Rhino? So the poison that killed the victim was on this mug? Oh, that's right. See? It wasn't in the coffee. The killer applied it to the rim of the mug itself. Wow, science is amazing. It certainly is helpful. Maybe Emma'd be willing to help us out a little bit more. You should try buttering her up, Apollo. They say flattery will get you anywhere. It's certainly worth talking to her a bit more. I bet Emma could help us out here. Don't forget, flattery will get you everywhere with her, Apollo. Huh? What are you two whispering about?
Don't worry about it, it's fine.
I was thinking... I mean, what is it we always do when we run into you at the crime scene? What is it we always do scientifically? Ah, you know me too well. Okay. Okay, meaning we can get, scientific now? Oh, I suppose. Just this once. Bring me anything you find suspicious and we'll check it out. On my way, just had to keep an eye on my stepdad while my mum was out to fill the car up and get a few things from the petrol station. All right.
Excuses, excuses.
All right. Let's present the damn mug again. Emma, about this mug. Yeah, well, come on. I want to start doing investigating with it. I was afraid you was gonna ask about that. See, the solution is used to test for... You're good with words.
Oh god, how do I pronounce this again? Atroquinine, I believe?
Atroquinine, alright.
I watched way too many, so
Huh?
I watched way.
Atroquinine, the deadly poison found in the autopsy. Uh-oh, well, now that spark in her eyes. She's getting excited. Best tread lightly. It's one of the most virulent poisons, but is absorbed into the body astonishingly slow. It takes at least 15 minutes from the time of ingestion for the adverse effects to show. Oh, and guess what? Recent research has shown that's fine, really. Yeah, we don't need to know all the gory details. I think I get it. You just spray the stuff on something you want to test, right? Precisely. You can find even the slightest trace of poison with this. I want to try too, Emma. Pretty please. You don't have to ask twice. Already used it on everything suspicious, of course. Yeah, let's give it a whirl, Apollo. What are you doing? I was just seeing if I got a reaction off of you. How's this for a reaction? Never do that again. I'm not poisonous. Turn out to those hapless witnesses on the stand. Oh, let's just get down to the
difference between poisonous and toxic.
Yeah, why not? Let's just get down to the checking for real poisons, shall we? How was your thing you had to do on Friday?
The thing I had to do on Friday?
Yeah, you was working from home, didn't you?
Oh yeah, the course, that's right. Yeah. It was rather interesting actually. Just having to do something
What about
that
the
I probably would
letterbox?
have gone.
That's a vase.
So I couldn't hear you because you was talking in front of Rhino.
The letterbox thing.
Just sprayed down.
And there is
nothing.
also the other half of the room.
Oh, that.
Well, go on, Rhino. What were you saying again?
I thought there was a reaction on the door handle.
No.
No.
No, you were talking about your course.
Yeah, it was really good actually. Being able to just do this at home instead of just having to go in for a study session and at work. Really, it felt kind of relaxing in that sense, you know?
Yeah, it is a bit more nice when you work from home. That way you can just ease yourself.
I mean, with clinical engineering, you can't really do that for the most part. I mean, you need to be able to get to the tools and equipment and all that.
Oh yeah,
so, you know.
definitely. Oh yeah, I know that. I don't know where I'm meant to be spraying.
I think that letterbox was the answer.
Was it?
I
Hold on,
remember this case. What about that tiny picture on the desk?
I just did that.
Okay.
God, you remember this case? We did this years ago. I'm surprised.
Vaguely.
That makes me giddy that you actually remember stuff still. Yeah, I tried the cups.
Yeah.
You usually know in your goldfish brain you forget everything.
Excuse me?
Love you. I will tell you this, I'm glad I'm able to work on my horror story and post without someone being a pain. Hey, this is so weird.
If anything, what about the ping that's behind the,
You won't get reactions, so Tracy suggests trying on a small table. So try and go out of this.
Oh, too bad no reaction there. I'm sure Emma checked out all the likely spots. Wait a second. What is it, Apollo? Did you spray that little desk over there? I don't think so. The spray probably can't reach that far, you know? Well, let's check it out, just to be sure. Oh, okay,
I
never
thought
mind.
so.
Oh, now I can spray it. Ah! A reaction, Apollo! Oh, where? The inside of that cute little frame. Look! Well, would you look at that? Oh, nice going,
I
Tracy.
knew it.
I'm known to work magic. Never mind that, I was the one who found it. Why would the inside of that frame have poison on it? Looks like we found the only other place that was poisoned in any case.
So now we just need to present that.
Yeah, let's present that now. Emma, I was wondering if you could take a look at this. Look, I'm a detective. A detective. You can't just ask me any old thing and expect an answer, okay? I think you need a little bit more focused in your inquiries, scientific even. Somehow I knew she'd get around to science. Okay, never mind then. Hold
Is
on.
there any more talk options?
No, there
Actually,
isn't.
wait.
No.
We have got one piece of evidence we can show her.
Hold on. I just noticed there's something now. Let's take a close look at this desk here. There's an envelope. This envelope has been opened and resealed. Oh, I know how to do that. You take a pot of boiling water and hold the envelope up to the steam. The glue melts and it opens. Cool, huh? Whoever did this wasn't so delicate. You're right. Looks like they've just ripped it open and stuck it back together. Huh? You know, there are times where I'll have trouble opening a fucking letter. I'll just end up ripping the whole damn envelope. The postmark on this letter is from 7 years ago.
Yeah, I've just got like a little parcel knife that I use to get into some letters like that.
Why would anyone?
I have a letter
open a
opener that
letter
looks like a
that
katana.
then seal it again? That's nice. I better hang on to this.
Yeah, you don't care. I know.
Oh, is that the next bird theory then? Yeah, I don't care. That means we're not going to be together anymore.
Did I say that? The
No,
hell did
just-
you get that from?
Where did I get that from? Remember that video where that woman thought, all right, you don't care about birds, right? We're not together anymore. Like, Emma, about this.
I didn't know you were some prissy bitch.
Oh, no, not me.
The hell are you
That's-
bringing it up like it's
Because that's
fact?
the video we saw yesterday.
I'm giving
but-
you shit.
What do you mean it's fact? It's from TikTok. It's always fact. Never fiction.
Bullshit.
Oh, yeah, so, well, that's a bright red envelope. She sure is
Yeah,
jumpy.
Dragon, when I'm serious, I get serious, man.
Yeah, she doesn't take jokes very well. She gets a bit
If
mad.
you take dating advice from TikTok, I do not apologize.
You have a sad existence.
I do not apologize if your dating experience suddenly comes to a quick and sudden end.
I'm not kidding.
From
It's
that
so
point onwards.
the shit that woman came up with was so dumb because it was called something called bird theory. So she said something like, "Oh, look at that bird," and the man's like, "Oh, cool." And that means that bird right there dictates your future relationship. Like what? These women come up with the most stupidest shit. Someone opened this, didn't they? My lips are sealed. Your lips are sealed? That's a first.
Ouch.
You don't watch much TikTok, innit? Good, don't. The only
You're
times
free. You're free of the curse.
legit don't. I mean, don't get the app. Honest to God, you'll find good TikToks on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook, anywhere else.
There's
besides
still
its own-
TikToks, though.
Besides, yeah,
Love you.
I just said you'll find better TikToks on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube.
You'll just find generally better shorts on short videos on anything but TikTok.
You mean you know
Like,
what's
I'd even
inside the envelope?
suggest going back to watching Vine videos from back in the day.
Sure, I read it after all. Ah, you mean
That's what
you were
TikTok-
the
What they
one
tried
who ripped
making
this open?
TikTok out to. Yes,
Please,
the
I
next
would have
Vine.
steamed it. I would have steamed it open. Well, she did sneak a peek at it apparently. You know what? You know that I have a powerful weapon on my side. Weapon? Yes. The use of tools. Highly specialized tools for information gathering. Tools I wouldn't mind getting my hands on. You should try flattering her, Apollo. They say a little praise can open big doors. Never heard that one, but it's good advice. Let's try talking to her a bit some more. What about that envelope we found? I was wondering if you could help us out with what tool you were mentioning. You already know about my tool, do you? It's called an X-ray analyzer. X-ray? Are the X-rays you get at the dentist? That's right. At least that's what I call it.
Careful, careful there, Apollo. Emma's gonna show you her tool.
It has a real name, but it's much more complicated. The X-ray spectralization.
Realization.
Something. Well, how am I supposed to remember all that? So basically, it lets you see inside things, like envelopes. Well, that's right. You're sharp, Trucy. Well, it's a bit more complicated than that. In practice, of course. Actually, to tell the truth, I'm not really sure how it works scientifically. Can I try it out, Emma? Please?
Jesus.
Oh, I suppose. Of course, I've already checked out everything suspicious myself. Alright, let's give it a spin, Apollo. Yeah! What are you doing? Oh, just seeing if I could see through your hair. But it's like lead. Point that thing at me anymore and I might and they might all fall out. Then I wouldn't need an X-ray machine to see through it. Oh, let's just get down to business, shall we? Right, let's test it on a sample first.
Never let Apollo, never let Trucy mess with the sciencey tools. This is the lesson we're
No.
learning.
It just so happens that I have a lottery ticket here. You set the
Yes, I'm
sample
sure this would be very legal.
in a device like this. I don't see anything. Patience. There's no need to get all antsy. Look at the right side of the screen. That's the layer view of the envelope. Layer view? You got it set to display the outside of the envelope. Now, see? Actually, it's quicker to just have you give it a try. Turn that dial there with the right stick for me, would you? That's right. That's how you choose what depth you want to scan. Hey, I got something. See? That's how you can read the letters on the ticket inside. Cool, huh? Oh, except I can't read them. Just turn the dial a little more. What you have to understand is that a sheet of paper isn't really flat at all. When you zoom in that much, you see that paper is like a bunch of hills and valleys. Wow, really? This X-ray device uses a beam with a wavelength of only 0.05 microns. It breaks cards down into thin layers, so it can only show what's written on that letter. I'm not entirely following you, but what good is it if you can't read anything? That's why we go on to step 2. Try rubbing the image a bit, if you would. Rubbing?
This is why this was a DS game originally.
Yeah.
Yes.
Rubbing? Like going over the image with the left stick while holding X?
In a very well thought out DS. Because of how it had you utilize this kind of stuff.
Yeah, that fixed the image on the screen. Now turn the dial again, just a little. Good, now you can rub this image to fix it too. I can fix it! Hey, I get it. You just keep doing this until we got the whole thing. Exactly, not bad. Neat, let's do some more. I'm seeing a number on there now.
Yeah, okay, it is a lottery ticket. Yes. Number 49, you lose.
Sucker.
You lose!
Oh,
Okay, let's print this out. Let's print this one out.
I don't think she'll want that one.
Ouch, you lose. At least you know where you stand, eh? Anyway, now you see the true hidden power of my weapon. Neat, huh? Now let's try out on the real thing, shall we?
She didn't even know how to use the damn thing.
What is that one sketch toy? Like, what, a sketch,
Etch and sketch?
etch and sketch, yeah, that thing.
Oh, jeez, I remember seeing some people were actually really skilled with that thing. You're like being
I never
able
knew how
to
to-
make actual pieces of amazing art.
Yeah, I never knew how to operate that thing.
It's very simplistic in idea, but it just takes so much time.
$100,000. Okay, let's print this one out. Mr. Drew, Miss Sam, I've deposited $100,000 in a designated account. Please send a receipt once you've confirmed the transfer. Someone deposited $100,000 into Miss Sam's account? This painting must be really valuable. There's another page in there. Care to take a look?
Yeah, sure.
You bet I do. If you're going to read someone's mail, you might as well read it all. Here it goes with the second page then. Oh, for crying out loud.
The details in these games are just very phenomenal.
They take it a step beyond in the next one.
It's a shame that we'll never get a chance to try out the spin-off game. Professor
well-
Layton and Phoenix Wright.
Yeah. Unless they do decide to do that one. Okay, let's print this one out. Sign the papers and send the enclosed envelope with the
Well, you
enclosed
never
stamp
know in the
within 3
future.
days. I need not remind you to speak of this to no one. Oh, I mean to off. So what was it? So it was a letter about payment for one of his paintings. Why all the secrecy though? And what? Why was this letter the only one in here? It's 7 years old. It's 7 years old, right? Maybe it had some special significance to him. Well, Emma? Oh, well, indeed. She knows something she's not telling us. Looks like she's keeping mum about it. What?
The only time that you'll hear Americans say mum instead of mom.
Yeah, but why are they saying it like she's keeping mum about it?
Quiet.
Oh.
The fuck's all this white shit coming from? What, from my desk? So, Emma, I was wondering, what's the story about this reporter that came from a story the night of the crime? I'm afraid I can't tell you because he's going to be a witness tomorrow, I hear. Oh, I thought so. I'll never forget that face. But what was his name? Oh, right. Brushall.
Very creative again.
Oh, no. I know this guy.
This guy's just.
Oh, man. I need Rose back. Russell?
Do you want me to voice this guy as well?
If you're willing to.
Oh god, this ought to be great.
Well, let's put it this way. It'll give you one less character to voice.
He's after a scoop to sell to the papers. So a reporter comes for an interview with a painter. His first interview ever. And that night he's killed. Seems strange to you? Really strange. It does raise a few questions. I'd like to speak with this reporter if I could. Oh, he is on... he's on the beat today, too. He says something about covering a magician. A magician? Well, if it's not Trucy, that leaves only one other person. It wasn't Valiant Grammary by any chance, was it? Yeah, something like that. He's got some big show lined up, I hear. So he's out interviewing Valiant Grammary. Looks like I'll be heading out to the Coliseum again sooner than I thought. Yeah, I'll give you the reporter's card if you want. Christ, we've got some fucking evidence.
This is the last case. You get nothing but evidence.
Alrighty then. Back to this place again. I like how on the picture it still had the Gavineers concert thing now, but now it's changed to the magic show.
It makes sense though.
Oh, this is it, Apollo. The place where magic and dreams converge. Just a while ago, it was a place where murder and nightmares converged. Let's go say hi to Uncle Valiant. Oh, what about the case?
Tough.
Only a performer laughs like that.
The young Miss Trucy. How often I hoped we'd meet again, only to tell myself that it was an impossible dream.
Uncle Valiant, how's it going? I'm glad to see you too.
Again.
What?
Never do that again, Trucy. I don't want to hear Vanny say that. Of course you are!
Humility is definitely not one of his stronger traits.
Well, Miss Trucy, how does the day find you? If you've come to give me flowers, do it after the show. I beg you!
Actually, we came to wish you good luck. And congratulations on your big magic show.
Oh? It is I who wish to congratulate you. Not everyone is so lucky as to witness miracles, such as the ones I shall perform.
Yeah, you're amazing. We get the picture.
The world will watch in wonderment as Magnifie's illusions are reborn. Here on stage, by my hand.
Oh boy.
Yeah, sorry I'm having to make him sound big and so annoying. I do not like him, but it's just that kind of personality he would ask.
Everyone's talking about the big magic show. Is it true that the Grammary Miracle is back after a 7-year absence?
Miss Trucy, I must apologize. This show and this honor should have been his.
Daddy.
My co-magician in training, Zach Grammary. If that terrible thing hadn't...
It's okay.
Your father was a great magician, Trucy. If he were alive, then I, Valiant Grammary, would have been proud to stand upon the stage as his assistant.
Thanks, Uncle Valiant. You know, I'm happy you're doing the show. Do you think we get to see the great Magnifie's illusions again? Oh, she really is looking forward to this, isn't she?
Of course she is. My mentor, the magnificent Magnifie Grammary, was a true deity upon magicians. A creator god who gave birth to magic and illusions that defied our very imagination.
Okay, Houdini, calm down.
I was so little when I last saw one. but I still remember his shows. He did wheelies on his in a sports car though, through above the air in the audience. And then he sped off to outer space faster than the speed of sound. I'm guessing that memory was a bit embellished.
For 7 long years, the world has been waiting for a miracle to match his. As heir to the Gramarye troop secrets, it falls upon me to provide one. It is my God-given destiny. Yes, you, nameless face who speaks for the nameless masses. How can I help you?
If the world was waiting, why did you hold off for 7 long years?
It appears this lad is uninformed. Perhaps you have heard of the magic known as law, which governs our land?
I have, though I'm not sure it qualifies as magic.
The performance of Magdafi's miracle was impossible. A certain law prevented it for 7 years, but no more!
7 years. That phrase sure likes to pop up, doesn't it? And why was that?
A little matter called performance rights. Truth, Miss Trucy.
God. Performance right. Can you tell us about these performance rights?
Magdafi's magic relied on an incredible, innovative idea.
You have the copyrights.
That trick was considered his property, and as such, was protected by property laws.
Intellectual properties, maybe?
Intellectual property, yeah.
Yeah.
Magdafi knew this and bequeathed it in his will. To one person.
You mean him?
Yes. Miss Trucy, it was your father. Zach Gramarye was the inheritor of the Gramarye miracle.
Daddy.
Yet, as you well know, he is gone. He disappeared suddenly, 7 years ago.
I think I see where this story's going. Once a person is classified missing for a certain period of time, they're considered legally deceased, correct?
In all absoluteness, those rolled up sleeves concealed your competence well, young man. That certain period of time of which you speak is 7 years.
Ah!
I thought that was 8, or I thought it was 10, but okay.
No, it's 7.
It's in this game's laws, not real laws, remember.
Fair.
I mean, otherwise you wouldn't have the attorneys going around the crime scenes to do the investigation. It would be all down to the police.
Because attorneys typically, I don't know, have to only defend their client, prove that their client did not do it, not actually solve the fucking murder.
Pretty much, yeah. Yes, Miss Trucy, though it pains me to say it. The past spring, April to be precise, was the time. Your father was legally declared deceased. In the absence of a formal will, the secrets of our mighty mentor, Magdafi, passed to me. This was, in fact, stipulated in the will by Magdafi himself.
Is that how it works, Apollo? Yeah, it's called death in absentia. Absentia. He's declared missing permanently. Daddy. Oh, I got something to show. I was wondering if you could tell me about this.
Why, that bears the Gramarye seal.
No shit.
Uncle Valent, is something wrong?
Percy, where did you get this?
Huh? Daddy gave it to me.
Your daddy, Zach Gramarye?
No, my other daddy, Phoenix Wright.
Why now? Why would your lord daddy?
Lord Daddy? That's kind of a stretching the whole object here, the thing a bit.
The signature upon the back. Do you recognize it? That belongs to none other than Zach Grammary.
What? Daddy signed this?
Might I be so bold as to open it?
I'm sorry, but I can't let you do that. What's in this envelope, I wonder? Wow, what the fuck?
It's very clear what it might be if you think about it, because he was just talking about it.
I have
See if he knows where Brushel is.
So your journalist was on the story?
All eyes in the universe are upon my stage. All pens seek to commit its mysteries to paper.
His name was Brushel.
Brushel.
I think he remembers him. He doesn't look too happy about it.
Brushel.
I mean, who would?
That cloying smell of mint when he smiles. Yes.
God. Could you tell us more about him? What did he want?
Just the oh dear god death.
A man by that name called me on me just now.
Just now?
Valent's vision is always toward tomorrow. Valent's feet is a step away from forward. That is all.
Basically, I don't want to talk about it.
Very confusing.
Basically, I don't want to talk about it. Leave me alone.
I am to perform a big magic show, yes? I wanted someone to cover it. Yet, he had ears only for that incident.
That incident?
I mean...
In any case, I requested that the spacious reporter remove himself. So a painter has died. What of it? It is but a footnote in the footlights compared to the magic of Grammary.
Uncle Valent, do you know where the reporter went?
I recommended he visit a place popular with the penalized perpetrators.
Oh, the detention center?
He was a rude individual. Might I see that card?
Sure.
He would tear apart my respectability. I will tear apart him.
Oh, here it comes, Apollo. Uncle Valent's big magic trick. Is he going to fix a card? Not sure that qualifies as big magic.
No, he's probably just gonna throw it in the trash.
What happened to the big magic?
Is it not more miraculous for it to stay ripped?
He must have really not liked the journalist.
Now, the time has come when I must return to make my prestidigitation preparations. By your leave, Miss Trucy.
Thanks, Uncle Valent.
3 days from now, make ready for a miracle.
What do you think that journalist was after? And why did Valiant react like that to this envelope? I think it's time to pay the detention center another visit.
Because he's not gonna like what's inside.
I'd wonder.
Are you ready? I think I hear what you're saying. We're all doing it for the money. End quote.
No, not at all. Looks like someone's already meeting here. Maybe that reporter?
Not even a pad of paper.
Hey there! How you doing? Who might you be?
Sorry, we didn't know someone was already here. I'm Apollo Justice, attorney at law. Talk about a nervous monkey.
You're Justice? You?
No, somebody else.
Wow. I haven't heard this music since Justice for All.
Yeah, it's because it's the same fucker.
You know me?
You are Yo-Yo, of course I know you. Stand down witness on stand till they spill beans. End quote.
That's not true. What's he writing? Are you a reporter by any chance?
Whoa! You're Kirsty!
Am I famous?
Oh yeah! Kirsty Wright is carrying a bag. Puts everything she owns in her panties. End quote.
That's so not true.
It's hard to breathe there. I'll wrap this interview in a jiffy.
Interview?
Oh God, I think I know what's going on here. Guarding rooms in my life. What else could I possibly need? End quote.
No, how many times do I have to tell you this? Look, I've got work to do. You deal with him. Did you come here
Yeah,
to
just
interview the
standing
guard?
there is a whole lot of work.
Oh my, what a pickle. A cute green cock. Had to interview someone or go plumb crazy. End quote.
Huh? I should have guessed.
Where's my mate? Name's Brussel. Spark Brussel. I'm not picky. Journalist just close his eyes, writes. End quote.
What's that nauseating? What is that nauseatingly strong mint smell every time he grins?
That guy makes in. What?
He's so dumb.
No, he is basically what modern day reporters are stereotyped to be. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Well, nowadays they usually have dyed hair and they look retarded. This guy makes
This-
Winston Payne
mean-
look like Einstein.
He's special, okay?
You meant to say this one, Rhino.
Yeah, I know. I just had to compose myself for a minute because this voice isn't exactly easy to do all the time, but I'm doing it anyway because god damn it, I hate him so much.
I can't be interviewed by me. You don't know what slow it is.
Christ, you sound like Yoda.
At least you can understand Yoda.
Madness. End quote.
Look, if this is a Yoda impression, then it's the most
Well-
goddamn worst Yoda impression in
Well,
existence.
Yoda's fucking long lost relative that was banished. I could see that.
Oh, you mean Jar Jar Binks?
Yeah, Judge, yeah. I could see that.
pretty-
He's writing something again. Well, if he's a reporter, maybe he
When
knows
Jar
something.
Jar loses a couple more brain cells.
Rocky, Nubby isn't here. If Yoda were a neckbeard. So, Mr. Brushel, you're a journalist?
Really shitty one.
Let me state one thing for the record here.
Yes?
I'm the interviewer, you understand, yeah? I'm the one asking the questions here. End quote.
Okay.
For instance, you think a movie director watches movies?
Yes.
You watch his little freak out bit, it makes me fucking laugh.
Just seeing his all these just seeing his neutral pose, just all those little twitches he does. It's just he is such a character,
Oh,
but he's such a character I despise.
Well, I think he probably
He's
does.
the character that you just love to hate.
Exactly! I knew you'd understand!
Huh? God, Reed would be a perfect voice actor for this dude.
No. This is one of the few times I can say that Jake Paul would be the perfect voice for him.
Jake Paul, oh my god. So the night of the murder, you were at Drew's studio?
Let me say one thing for the record.
Yes?
I may look calm and collected, but I'm busy. Real busy. Always on the road. So this always be is a one-way ticket. Never looks back. End quote.
I can understand that. Philosophy, but
You want to know one thing about one-way tickets? Once you use them, they're gone. All because you had to give them to the guy at the airport.
true enough. But they don't give normal tickets away to.
Exactly, see? It's the same thing.
What is? So you went to you went to do a story on Drew Misham, and he'd never had a story done about him before?
That's right. Look, let me say one thing for the record here.
What?
I'm sure you're going to want to know about my son. What tipped me off of Drew? Why did you interview in the first place?
Hottie would be more understandable than him. Well, yes.
Look, it's like, oh, I got it. Say there's this burger joint with famous ketchup. You think the guy's just going to tell me where he got it?
At the supermarket, maybe?
Exactly. See, that's what I'm talking about.
I think I may have actually understood that one.
Well, there's nothing I can talk about, really. Walls have ears, eyes, especially glass walls with speakers. End quote.
Right, guess we'll leave then.
Ah, but since you're here, might as well tell you a tiny bit of news I saw, just for the heck of it.
Sure, tell us. Just for the heck of it.
I remember it like yesterday. I'd seen a movie on a trip and wandered into this burger place with amazing ketchup.
What does he have a brush?
Russell.
A toothbrush, even.
I understand his name's Brushel, but what does he have a toothbrush?
Why do you think he has such minty breath when he's not talking, which is every 20 years, he's brushing his teeth? Like, he's got a toothpaste in his pocket too!
Is that what that random tube is?
Yeah, it's toothpaste that looks like.
Next to that feather in the comb, he's got a tube of toothpaste.
Yeah, he has the tube of toothpaste, a comb, and like ink quill.
Yeah.
You got this bit as well.
As well as the ink pen. Because you can never have too many.
Famous oil painting stolen from Mark Daly's gallery. End quote, I believe it was.
Well, you can
An oil
understand
painting?
Donald better.
Happens every day, right? But I thought I'd seen that painting somewhere before. A painting of a giant peach flowing down a river.
Someone stole an oil painting of a giant peach.
I
James?
wonder where we would have seen that before.
Sure, this can smell scoop better than Buenas. End quote.
Where we with? Wow. Wonder where we would have seen something like that before.
Up your butt.
What?
Well, how'd it go? Find anything out? Actually, there's one thing I wanted to check with you.
Okay, that's better.
What's with that scary face you're making? And what's with that I know something, but I'm not telling you face you've got going, Emma?
So let's examine that painting.
Oh no, I got the painting. This painting came from behind that dresser. Yes, so? It was stolen, no? I was hoping you wouldn't figure that out. Do you think you could tell us about this? Oh, I suppose. It's what you think. Drew Misham was a forager. A forger? Huh. So what exactly is this forger? Well, basically it's someone who makes foragers.
Forgeries.
Forgeries. Fakes, in other words. Fakes? Yeah, ever heard of Red from Animal Crossing? Copies of the original. Exact copies, so
basically.
precise you can't tell them apart. Well, why not just photocopy them? The big problem with forgeries is that people try to sell them as a real article. It's a crime, of course. So,
Yeah.
Dreamy-san was a criminal? I'm afraid so. He received money to create elaborate forgeries. To supplement his work in the illustrations, I guess. I see. Actually, that's why I bought this here in the first place. What do you mean? When you're trying to determine if a painting is a forgery, the rough sketch underneath can be a valuable clue. So the rough sketch is like practice for the real thing? Like doing a magic trick in the front of a mirror before you go on stage? But not in the case of a forgery. Not necessarily, anyway. You know what the finished product is going to look like after all. Ain't no toothpaste in the world gonna fix this dude's problem. Oh yeah, I guess you would.
Oh no,
No,
it
that's what
brings the
TikTok's
inverse.
for.
That's why I brought this. I'm going to use it to see what's under the paint of the finished pieces. I get it now. Not that I really needed to go such lengths, seeing as one of the paintings was only half finished anyway. Still, it'd be neat to see Mr. Misham's rough sketches. Kind of like what he's drawing when he thought no one was looking. True, that would be interesting. And maybe valuable for our case. You should try buttering her up, Apollo. That would get you everywhere, they say. Maybe I should ask her Emma to help us out. With what? Oh, maybe the portrait. I kind of wanted to see the rough sketch underneath this painting. And I was wondering if your tool there might do the trick.
You want to see her tool there,
Fine,
Apollo?
just this time, though. Let's check it
Yeah,
out.
just this once. Just this once.
Oh, cool. Can we pick anyone? Or do we have to go
Apparently
all
so.
three of them? Or not? Let's see. You guys excited to see how this is all going to turn out?
It's
It is kinda
interesting
cool,
how it. Everyone remember back at
Oh, what the
case
hell's
one?
this?
Everyone
remember
case
look
one?
at this. Okay, let's
Poker.
print this one out. I'm sure you guys must have memories.
Case one.
What? What the heck? Wow, he really blows. The finished painting isn't anything like the rough sketch. Devices like mine didn't really exist until recently. He probably thought he could draw any sort of thing he wanted for the rough. What do you mean? Well, in the past, you could only analyze a composition of a rough sketch. Composition? In other words, the traces of the charcoal between the paint and the canvas. So you could tell if there had been a rough sketch, but not what it looked like. I think I follow you. So in essence, it wouldn't matter what was underneath the finished painting. Some pros would actually paint out a rough sketch entirely, then do a completely new painting on top of that. So Mr. Misham was drawing whatever he wanted before painting over them? Well, possibly. Is there a problem with that? Not particularly, but something about the sketch itself is kind of odd. You're awfully silent all of a sudden, Apollo. You think we could check out one of the other paintings? Well, sure. You like this detection stuff, don't you? Okay, well, that one is the ace of spades, or the first case thing. Let's see what this is about.
Yeah.
The poker.
Yeah, the whole poker thing that was going on. How random is that? I mean, that whole thing with the poker stuff. Fuck's this?
And then we have case 2.
Ain't no fucking way.
Oh yeah,
Okay, let's print this one out. You
The
fucking
noodle
for real?
stand.
Did he just made sketches of these cases?
Of course.
This one too. What's wrong, Apollo? You look so serious all of a sudden. You think I could just take a look at the last of these? Fine by me, knock yourself out. The fuck is going on? Oh my god. Did this guy foresee a future or something?
No.
Okay, let's print this one out.
No, but it's just a sketchy and kind of terrifying.
What the heck is all this? I hesitate to ask why you're getting so excited. You sure your device isn't leaking some kind of strange radiation? Trucy, look at these 3 sketches. Do you not notice anything?
You look at all 3 of them, and they are basically check marks of all 3 cases.
They're all... Now you're both white as sheets. What's going on? These sketches are of the 3 cases I worked on. What? The murder in the poker room at the Borscht Bowl Club. The dead man pulling the noodle stand. And then... the events that transpired during the Gaviniers concert. What could it mean? How could he have drawn those things? And why? That's what I want to know.
He clearly had to have been there.
Is Drew Sam your father? Oh, give me a break. Does that even... that does seem remotely possible to you? What in the fuck? I never even heard of any Drew Sam before. I haven't even seen a picture of him. But they were my cases, drawn on his canvas. Every single one of them. It couldn't have been a coincidence. Just who is this Drew Misham? And what did he have to do with me? And this guy's been stuck up in his room. How the fuck did he do all that? He must have been going out.
He was in cahoots.
This is
Well,
wacky.
you know, think about it this way. He is the one that would actually go out, because, you know, one of the 2 had to do the shopping. It was Vera who never left. because she was so afraid to.
Good morning. So you're Vera, right? I'm Trucy. Trucy Wright. That's right with a W. But not right. Right? We're on your side. You can tell us anything, please. Good morning.
Yay.
She
Start.
speaks. Not bad, not bad. But I think you do better with a little smile, you know. You're so pretty, you need to sell yourself, you know. Trucy, let's take it easy for starters.
Extrovert versus introvert.
Thank you for taking my case.
Not quite what she
Okay,
meant.
well,
But
that's a start, I guess. There she goes with that nail polish again. Well, that's great, really. It's so cultured. Want to try? Oh, really? Girls. The victim, Drew Misham, was a forger. And a stolen painting was found in his studio. And a life of crime. Really. And maybe one that led to his death.
I'll be right back. It won't take long.
You better not be long.
It won't.
Well, we will now begin the trial of Vera Misham. Is the judge okay? His voice is all raspy, and he's looking around all nervous like. The repercussions of today's trial will most likely be felt for a long time, and may indeed alter our legal system forever.
Today is the test of the jurist system, and the first step towards a new order in our courts.
Daddy's secret mission.
The jurist will function like a jury. It is hoped that inclusion will help the courts to better reflect the people's will.
Why aren't there any jurists in the courtroom?
3 closed-circuit cameras will watch this courtroom at all times. The jurists have access to everything that transpires. Jurists, judge well and judge cool.
Now, see here, Prosecutor Gavin. I was going to say that.
My apologies, Judge.
Jurists, today, judge today's trial coolly, if you would be so kind. The jurists aren't bound by the letter of the law. They don't affect the trial with evidence, but by their feelings. We're about to find out just what effect they're going to have. Very well, Prosecutor Gavin, the details of the case, if you would.
The victim is the painter Drew Misham. He was killed in his own studio. His coffee was poisoned. By whom, you ask? By none other than the defendant, Vera Misham.
There wasn't any poison in the coffee.
Achtung! Someone's been doing their homework. Indeed, poison was not present in the coffee, but on the mug itself.
The mug? Ah, residue was found on the rim, I see.
The autopsy report describes the manner of our victim's death.
The court accepts this as evidence. According to this report, the victim's death was caused by... How'd you say that? Because I couldn't say it before.
Atroquinine.
Okay, so Timur was right. Atroquinine poisoning. A chemical
Compound that does not occur naturally. Lethal dosage is merely a mere 0.002 milligrams. A touch of Ant Queen in the body is the touch of the Reaper's scythe.
Very well, Prosecutor Gavin. You may present your witness.
Are you for today a simple man for a simple case?
Rar.
A man who's witnessed the murder in its entirety.
That journalist, no doubt. Ah, fun.
The witness will state his name and occupation.
The nose.
Ah, right. Well, for starters, my name is Spark Russell. My job is a lone observer of the world.
In other words, a freelance journalist, right?
If you don't mind, I'd like to see something here for the record.
Yes, Mr. Brushel.
Dude, it's all on record, you moron.
I just like conclusions, specifically that aspect of jumping to conclusions. Preconceptions make park sandbox of endless desert waste. End quote.
But you are a journalist.
I find it funny that he doesn't like people jumping to conclusions, yet he was jumping to every single conclusion when talking to everyone else.
Yeah.
He's not only a journalist, he's also a complete and utter hypocrite.
You
Then
said
again,
so
he is a
yourself
journalist, so-
yesterday.
Well, true, yes. But you must understand, I said before you today, a man with a dream. I'm offering you my testimony in exchange for exclusive rights to the story. Scoop turns Mr. Brusher into Lance, Mr. Russell. End quote.
Let's hear your testimony then, shall we? A simple case, eh, Gavin? For me, the jury is still out. What a weird guy.
I reached the studio around 9 o'clock that night to do the interview.
I bet this guy spit sparkles.
It's certainly making me spit with the way I'm having to talk here.
They're pissed blood.
Enter the alternate. Journalist made history. End quote. It's the bartender brewed us coffee right after we started. And you know what happened next? Stop us! End quote. Make it out into the room beside Cat. Hold tight.
That does sound like a simple case. Unless you were the one who poisoned him.
What are you saying, Judge?
Need to remind you, the cameras are rolling today. I felt the need to be a bit dramatic.
You didn't do it, did you?
Would he really confess if he did?
Yeah, he definitely looks like he'll look at him.
Let's be honest. He'd be the first one to spill the beans if he did.
True.
He is that kind of journalist.
It's making the news! End quote.
No, he'd be the first guy that'd be raped in prison.
Or even contemporary witch hunt! End quote.
Am I wrong?
I know. Wild accusations rock courtroom! End quote.
He'd be somebody's prison bitch, okay?
Rock indeed.
Prosecutor Gavin sure looks like he's having fun. I'm so happy for him.
He's got a new playmate.
Very well, Mr. Justice, your cross-examination, please. Oh, God.
Here the shit begins.
Let's see. What's this about a star falling? Star falls, huh? It's like an old telegram. Send money over.
Joey, you don't know? That's like journalism code word. An important personal passage is away. A star falls. Get it?
But there's no gravity in space, is there? I wouldn't think stars fall, really. Does this matter?
Boy, this is good stuff, good stuff. How about star breaks? Nah, that's punch. I know, star dies! Nah, that's imagination. Of course, you could go with Strew dies. Straight to the point. I shit.
I think we need to hear about more something. Yeah, the Stars coffee, maybe. You say Mr. Misham had the coffee too, but did you actually see him drink the coffee?
Close. He who sees it winks it, but he who says it winks bigger. End quote. I even a man sees doggy and writes about it world. Yet.
Yet?
I guess I can't say I saw him drink it, really.
You dumbass.
He had one so-called sip, if that. Man puts his lips to mug, drinks, end quote.
That poison is quite
Virulent.
virulent, I hear.
My stomach did a so-called somersault. Since I gulped down that coffee without so much as second glance at it. Wait, maybe something's there. Some kind of so-called trick. Anyone want to venture for a guess for the record?
Does this guy have a pause button? Well, Mr.
Fuck the
Justice,
pause
did
button.
you
Go
find that
straight for
testimony
mute.
valuable?
Yeah, that would be valuable, actually.
That is more valuable. The victim drank his coffee, then immediately fell over.
Oh yes! Didn't get any pressure that one.
Oh, this guy is annoying. End quote.
Hey,
That's
I'm
an
the one voicing
understatement.
just a record here.
Your Honor, this is vital piece of evidence. Please add it to the testimony. Oh, information then. Very well. The witness will add this to his testimony.
Vital, right?
This one's new, so you
Then
can see
he
this
had
one.
one shit, if that. The next moment, he was on the floor.
Oh, really? Okay.
That's not accurate because the poison.
The
'Cause
type
the
of
poison
poison doesn't just do
It
that.
still takes
Oh.
about 15 minutes after ingestion.
You know what I have a problem with?
For my own
A
good.
particular property of the poison used quinine,
Atroquinine.
atroquinine, whatever. I don't care. Oh, Prosecutor Gavin was quite clear about this poisoning. A lethal dosage of 0.002 milligram paralyzes the central nervous system. If you drink that,
Gavin never said that.
if you drink that, even you, Mr. Justice, would be reduced to a quivering pile. Why are you using me as an example? Unfortunately, we weren't told everything. That there was a vital omission in Prosecutor Gavin's information. An omission. Atroquinine is a virulent, as he says. But death doesn't come upon ingestion, not immediately. That's because atroquinine is slow acting. Slow acting? According to the 121 forensic scientist, whatever, it's one of the most virulent poisons, but is absorbed into the body astonishingly slow. It takes at least 15 minutes from the time of ingestion for adverse effects to show. If we suppose that the moment Mr. Misham sipped the coffee was when he sealed his fate, then he still would have had time left to enjoy his last cup of Joe. Oh my god, look how he stands. He's so fucking thin.
You expect the man that like him to actually stand up straight?
He looks like an egghead from the fucking bag. Order! What's the meaning of this? If what
Dude's a fucking plank of wood.
says is correct,
Okay.
why? That contradicts the entire testimony we just heard. Well, Mr. Brushall, anything to say on the record?
So what? SLOWAC. If it's virulent, alright. And even then, it had already begun to dig in his claws as journalist.
He's working on his scoop. Oh.
It's Brushall, yeah? Herr Brushall, let's take a trip down memory lane.
And perhaps not fall somewhere along that.
Did the victim really die the instant he took a sip? Think it over. This is vital.
You know what I think? I think it was that way. A not so subliminal suggestion.
Subliminal suggestion.
I admit it does cause a problem if he died when you say he died. I would be forced to say Auf Wiedersehen to my simple case. And you would be forced to say farewell to your article.
That's what got his attention.
You can't write a story based on conjecture, can you? And as the case drags on, other reporters will pick up on the scent. And you'll be forced to kiss your exclusive scoop a goodbye.
Dude is completely mind-fucking. Kevin's just completely mind-fucking.
Yeah, wait, just a second, just 1 second.
We're waiting, out with it.
I think I just recalled a so-called important detail. A revival of recollection, end quote. A story survival, end quote.
Attorney utterly confused, end quote.
I hate him, but I love what he does. That's all I can say.
I did know
He's the character that you just love to hate.
I did know something when I visited the studio.
He looks like the type that fucking stalk little babies out of preschool.
I'd heard of poison that takes its sweet time, see?
Well, I wouldn't put it past him. He looks gayer than a $2.
But not what I've been saying for the last few minutes, apparently.
Mr. Brushall, are you saying you know something that explains what happened?
You bet I am. That antidote for a poisonous contradiction, end quote. You might just say.
Or I still have no idea what you're talking about, end quote, I might say.
I figured it out, but only after an in-depth interview. See, thanks to my cognitive skills, I know who poisoned that coffee.
You dumbass, and you didn't bring this to anybody's attention.
Order!
As far as I can tell, the witness is standing by his testimony. That Mr. Misham died the instant after he drank.
I can't you stand by my testimony. And my dreams are exclusive is the right to the story.
I suppose it was too much to hope for.
What was?
Of course he wouldn't choose a simple case. Not him.
Him?
Phoenix Wright. Who else? Mr. Tong, Airbrusher. Report to us, if you would. What is it that you noticed?
This court is a critical trial of the jury's system. I'm afraid no room for doubt is permissible. If you will testify to the court about what you noticed.
Because right now, technically, under legal standards, this guy could be charged with, like, helping commit the crime. For, like, covering up evidence.
Yeah.
For admitting to that.
When I arrived at the studio, Mr. Mission was at his desk. He seemed to be writing a letter, but he quickly sealed the envelope. I thought nothing of it at the time, of course. Now that I think about it, what if he was writing a suicide note?
Jesus fuck.
A suicide note?
Yes, he had this look on his face. Man's face inscrutable as a quadratic equation, end quote.
I'm surprised he knows what an quadratic equation is.
Suicide? Oh, poor Mr. Misham. If that means Vera's innocent, would someone commit suicide in the middle of an interview? Oh.
Not
Vera, you may
really.
begin your cross-examination. Alright, let's see. Let's press him on this one. So, he put the letter away when he saw you?
Any reporter gets the water, end quote. That's my secret.
I'm not sure I follow.
It's the night of the interview. I arrived 15 minutes ahead of schedule. The handle turns, the door opens, and I barge in.
Are you sure that's okay to do? I mean, isn't that unlawful entry, really?
That's breaking and entering, yes.
Mr. Mission should seem to think so. You should see him. He crammed into the envelope as fast as he could.
Because somebody broke in.
When I spot one, and that was one.
It does seem significant. Well, Mr. Justice, I wonder. It does have a ring of something important. Yes, let's add that. The defense finds this testimony vital, Your Honor. Very well, please add it to your testimony then.
Hey, why my account comes free of charge.
God.
It was a yellow envelope. I heard it was left at the crime scene.
Oh, really? Well, the one I got looked like it was red? As it just so happens, there was a single letter in the desk drawer at the scene. In a red envelope.
It's just like strangling himself.
That's the one I'm fucking
hang on, sorry. Sorry. 1 second. Go back to that so I can just do something.
I don't know what you did. Got to cut off.
Too impressive that Mike just decided, I can't handle this.
I moved my avatar to the whole very shocked, overly
Oh.
cartoony look.
I just fucking love it when he fucking wraps his tongue around.
That's not his tongue,
his
that's
tongue.
his tie.
Prosecutor Gavin.
Yes.
Was a yellow envelope found at the scene of the crime?
Unfortunately, no. But, yeah, forehead. It's easy to mistake the color of an envelope.
I guess, but not this envelope. You see, it was postmarked already, 7 years ago. Well, Mr. Brushel?
I can explain that. Sure,
Of course
right?
you can.
He wanted to get an envelope in there. He wanted to get a letter in that. An envelope pronto. Get it out of my sight, get it outside my beady eyes, right?
I don't think it's the eyes that are beating.
So he grabbed the nearest envelope and crammed it away.
And what about the whole red and yellow envelope contradiction, chump? Well, Mr. Justice, have you anything to say to the witness's claim? That night, the victim put a letter he had been writing in a red envelope. It's impossible.
Yeah.
That's impossible.
Ah, I like your expression. So full of confidence.
It's simple, really. As it just so happens, the defense team investigated the contents of this envelope with the assistance of a forensic scientist.
What?
Note that this letter is addressed to Drew Misham.
Ow!
Fucking turn into Michael Jackson. Ow! Why would he address to a letter himself? To let alone send a suicide note to himself. Well, I'd do that because I'm lonely.
What?
Fucking animation, man. Order! Mr. Brushel, can you explain this to the court?
Oh, my. How could I have forgotten? I suppose this happens to the best of us. Reporter gets old, forgets lots. End quote.
I'm still waiting for an explanation, Mr. Brushel.
Well, that's the thing, see. After he put his letter in the envelope,
I love the fact that they change it to his specific theme.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
Mr. Misham sat there searching his desk drawer for something.
His desk drawer?
Yes, a stamp! A so-called postage stamp, end quote.
A stamp? Whatever for?
Well, to mail his letter, what else? And then, why yes, I think I saw him put it into his letterbox. Yes, that was a yellow envelope, and he put it in that box.
Well, apparently this yellow letter has nothing to do with the case.
Oh, how I wished it did! Just think if it was a suicide note. What a story! Starlight
fuck,
suicide
dude?
note in front of reporters.
Perhaps he shouldn't be
God.
saying that in court.
End quote.
That is being reported.
As I was saying, that has nothing to do with this case. That said, yes, Your Honor, it makes me wonder about the contents of that red envelope.
Are we really sure we should be letting Brushel see this all?
No.
$100,000 is quite a good deal of money.
So this was from 7 years ago, yeah?
So, am I finished here? Am I finished here? I was thinking of, going home to start writing.
You.
I hate to state what should be pretty obvious to anyone, but when you catch the scent of a story, you make that rather unique face.
fucking dot on his nose. And it's gone.
This fucking guy, man, he's so good.
Showing his active imagination, little else, end quote.
Even I noticed something, and my eyes aren't what they used to be. You know, I'm starting to understand what all this perceiving stuff is about. Judge has active imagination, end quote.
Ouch!
Please continue with your testimony. Tell us about the scent of a story.
I have you all asking questions here, usually.
Just need to wet my whistle a bit.
Actually, it took a bit of work to get the sums up of the interview. Reporter leverages story, gets his interview, end quote.
So, are you saying you blackmailed him? Because that could be one way you could interpret it.
You blackmailed him with toothpaste brushes.
That's white-mailed, not blackmail.
The story concerned a certain case from 7 years ago. That red envelope probably had something to do with it. Say what you will, but Drew's talent was without compare.
So you threatened to go to press with this story? That's how you got your interview? Blackmail?
Well, yes. What is it getting back? I mean, I'm not...
I like how the same toothbrush he's been using to brush his tongue, he just brushes his glasses.
Brushes glass, yeah. Is something wrong with the brush? How old is this fucking guy? Face X! Jesus Christ.
This is my story, my tidbit. Journalist info is livelihood, end quote.
I see.
Journalist about to get jailed, end quote.
Why you have me chatting away in here? What's going on out there?
Supposed journalist.
Why someone Wordsworth or Sally Scooper gets wind of my story? I can be getting to the press grime and going to waste.
The court feels your pain, Mr. Brushell. Mr. Justice, let's pick up the pace. A certain case 7 years ago. Wait, 7 years ago? Oh, God. Right. I think his fifth statement sounded weird. Let's perceive him on that one. God, do I really want to go up close to him?
No, but...
It might not be his.
I'm
his
just
face.
checking there. That's all.
Okay, so it's not here. Blackmailing with some dental floss. Pass. There's nothing here. No, because his tell is basically that nose of his. It's not here. 7 years ago. I'm thinking it's about that 7 years ago.
Okay, what about it?
Perceive now. And remember, his nose is his tell.
You were saying?
That was the thing that makes most sense, because, you know, even Apollo brought up like 7 years ago.
Unless that's not his tell sign.
No, it must be something with this one. Hold on. Let's see. Oh! He's sweating with his armpits! Dirty boy! Oh man.
A thing.
Sweat much, Mr. Brushel?
Yeah, well, a man can't help his glands, you know.
It's more than that. When Mr. Missham's talent was mentioned, he suddenly began to sweat buckets. You're hiding something about his talent.
What? That's ridiculous!
Evidence time. Let's show where Mr. Missham's true talent lay. It just so happens I have evidence showing the talent mentioned in that letter. I swear, if he uses his toothbrush to clean his armpit, I'm gonna punch it through the motherfucker. This paint
Let me
was
know how
found in
well
Mr.
that works.
Misham's studio.
Oh, so that's why he has all that toothpaste on him. So whenever he ends up cleaning his armpits, he has to then brush his teeth even harder.
There are two problems with this painting. The first is when it wasn't painted by Mr. Misham. The second is that there was another painting in the studio, which looked exactly like this one, except it was only half done. Then we have a letter discussing a payment of $100,000, which suggests a certain business operation. The business of making forgeries.
I like how he strangles himself like that with his tie.
That is all, Your Honor.
And we thought we was worried about Paulo having a heart attack. Then there's just this guy that says, "Hold my beer."
Everyone,
Correction.
please,
Hold my
rewind.
toothbrush.
I swear he doesn't have a skull.
Can we
Just
keep
like,
it
hold my
private?
toothbrush. I got
Please?
this.
This is my story, my scoop.
Forgery. Thank you. Forgery. That's a serious crime.
Mission is known as an obnoxious these days. But there are rumors about he dabbled in another kind of art until a few years back.
Another art, meaning forgery?
Your mission was talented, alright. Talented at making precise, detailed fakes. The fact that certain criminal elements were quick to discover.
Criminal elements? What? You can't seriously be talking about...
Exactly. I'm talking about forging evidence.
Well, sadly, this case won't be settled, Dragon. We've got a few more things to go through.
Oh, yeah.
We're just getting started with it.
The homicide circuit 7 years ago.
7 years ago? So, are we to understand that this letter, this payment of $100,000 was for...
Exactly. So exactly, that's study profit. End quote.
Order! Will you stop strangling yourself with your tie? Why? It's like our victim was living a double life.
Would you stop trying to murder yourself
This is my
in
chance.
court? Do it
So the
somewhere
victim
else.
had ties to the criminal world, right? He could have plenty of enemies we know nothing about.
This is my first time hearing of this criminal world. We certainly found no criminal connections when we conducted our investigation.
Isn't
How
that
do you
the
explain all
fucking
this
point,
money?
you moron?
You have to admit there's a possibility of some illegal activity here.
But there is no proof tying this letter to our case. Our case was and remains simple from the beginning. Only the defendant could have poisoned that mug that night. And you, of course.
The only thing I poison is my pen when I'm writing reviews.
Mr. Brosho, your testimony to this point has been quite unreliable. It doesn't speak well of reporting acumen.
What are you talking about? It's rock solid. Trilogy is so solid you could stand in anything on it. End quote.
In any case, let's hear a summarized recap of your testimony. All I know is about end quotes and stuff. Yeah, get out of my courtroom. If we can ascertain the ascertain the situation in that studio from the recap, the trial's over. Apollo, what's he talking about? The cross-examination showed that Mr. Brossel didn't have a reason or means to poison him. As long as there's no other suspects, then the killer had to be Vera, that's what. This next testimony is our last chance. Mr. Brossel, your testimony, please. And please, for the love of God, stop strangling your head with that tie. It makes you looks like you don't have a skull.
His skull is made of jelly.
Yeah, exactly.
The only other person in the studio that night was the defendant.
I suppose there is a reason why he's so stupid.
It was Vera who poured the coffee. She admits as much herself.
I'm pretty sure Jar Jar has more fucking brain cells than this guy.
The only thing that touched Ruby during the interview was that mug. And nothing left that studio after he died. Nothing. The only one who could have poisoned him was his daughter.
His skull is probably made of toothpaste at this point.
A nice testimony. Clear. Succinct. Succinct. And without room of doubt.
If you say so.
Ah, yuck. You really think so?
I believe this clarifies the situation that night. Very well, Mr. Justice, you may begin your final cross-examination. Right. I still have one trump card left to play. And I won't let this trial end until I use it.
I wonder if he got his mail today.
Well, let's press him. Not one thing? You sure?
Yeah, sure can be. Well, with one exception.
One exception?
Da-da-da-dum.
What?
Journalism Sparkfresher does interview, leave studio. End quote. Come on! It's a joke! Get it? Not funny, I know, but still!
Did something leave the studio that night? Why does that sound familiar? Where have I heard something like that before? Now that we've proven our witness is a comedian of sorts, I'd like to turn to our defense attorney before returning to the testimony. Do you have any idea what, if anything, might have left the studio that night?
Just one thing.
One thing. I think one thing might very well have left the studio that night, actually. A certain something that has vanished from the crime scene. But what do you mean? Something other than our witness? Of course.
Don't tell me. Vera Mission?
Oh, believe me, any comic relief I may provide is entirely unintentional. Then let's see what you've got for us, Mr. Justice. Well, this thing wasn't at the scene. Well, this thing wasn't at the scene of the crime, so I can't show it to you. But I do have evidence that shows that it could have been taken from the scene.
The small
The
picture
letter.
frame.
Well, no, the letter box.
No, the do you have the picture frame?
Well, yeah, that one.
I find Prosecutor Gavin more amusing than this guy, really.
If it was comic relief, why do I not feel amused?
We want evidence, not entertainment, Mr. Justice. Oh, thanks, Rhino.
No, it makes sense in my head.
There goes my career in stand-up. Well, this thing wasn't at the scene of the crime, so I can't show it to you. All right, so I'm going to go with what I was going for. This is the only link between that studio and the outside world. And letterbox. What did Mr. Broshel just tell us? When he entered the studio on the night of the murder, the victim had just finished writing a letter.
Where's the letter?
Gone.
Yeah, I said that. And yeah, it was true.
Furthermore, you went on to tell us that he put the letter in a yellow envelope and put it in the letterbox. Ah! But that very same letterbox was empty, in other words. In other words, that night the yellow envelope disappeared.
Ah, yes, intriguing. So an envelope has disappeared from the scene of a crime. Of course, this changes nothing.
Huh? He has a point, Mr. Justice. What we're trying to figure out here is how the poison got into Mr. Misham. Is it really important that this envelope the witness says he saw disappeared?
Yes!
Well, if it did disappear, then something did leave the studio that night. That seems very important to me. Very well then. The witness will add this to his testimony.
You got it.
I still think this fails to change anything here, Forehead.
I wouldn't be so sure. A letter disappeared from the crime scene that night. This is exactly the opening I've been looking for.
A letter was put in the post from the studio, but I think it's in the smash.
You sure about that?
Well, to be really precise, I was basically gobbling mint candy the whole time.
Mint candies, oh my god.
Yeah.
One of those candies might have been poisoned.
Yet at the time of autopsy, no fresh fragrance of mint filled the room. And no mint residue was found.
And
It was a long shot anyway.
Don't tell me you're still trying to prove this. You think the victim ate, drank, or otherwise ingested something other than coffee?
Well, Mr. Justice, if you have some proof, the possibility is there. I can feel it. Just maybe not prove it. Not yet. And possibility isn't going to cut it. Not now.
Was there an autopsy report?
Mr. Misham ingested that poison via a route other than that coffee. Yeah, I can prove it. Proof is possible. Here goes nothing.
Back with the old air guitar.
You do understand what we need, yeah? Proof here, Forehead, not possibilities.
Of course. And Prosecutor Gavin, I hope you understand. I'm ready to give you that proof.
What did you say?
I have proof of the disappearing envelope.
I saw him writing a letter, I did.
Which was picked up by the mailman, I assume. Of course, which means that envelope had a stamp on it. A stamp. Ah! As we know, stamps come from dried glue on the back. In order to use the glue, you have to wet it. by licking the stamp. Like a
Usually-
kinky
well-
bastard.
Usually.
No one worth talking to actually leaks the stamp on this day and age.
Even if you wanted to talk to him, you couldn't. He's dead after all. Yeah, damn, we don't have my phone
Okay,
with us.
so he licked the stamp. But wait. How does that explain the anthraquinine on the rim of the coffee mug?
If he licked the
Transfer.
back of the poison stamp, the poison would get on his tongue, yes? What would then happen if he put the mug on his mouth?
Oh,
Those traces on the mug weren't the killer's doing. It was the other way round. What? The coffee mug didn't poison Mr. Misham. Mr. Misham poisoned the coffee mug himself. Order! But that doesn't... Does it? Recall if you would. Atraquinin is a slow-acting poison. Yes. The poison entered his body when he put the stamp on that envelope. But his time wasn't up until that very moment he touched his lips to that cup of joe. You have something to add, Mr. Brushall? Uh-oh, his nose is picking up another scent.
As I believe I mentioned earlier. Well, that's the thing, you see. After he put his letter in that envelope, Mr. Misham sat there searching his desk for something. Yes, a stamp. A so-called post-it stamp. End quote. But you know, I don't seem to remember him ever finding one.
Maybe he just ran out?
incidentally, we searched the desk drawer at the scene of the crime. There were no stamps, not a single one.
That does pose a problem. How will you prove that the stamp was coated with poison? Actually, I'm glad no other stamps were found. It makes proving the stamp he used was poison possible.
Good show, good show! You can't even prove there was a stamp at the scene in the first place.
Well, let's hear what the defense has to say anyway. Where's your evidence that proves the existence of this poison stamp?
Now we get to that
Now, tiny frame.
I still think the photo frame would have made sense earlier as well.
Well,
Yeah.
that actually is a cute little frame. And by little, I mean really little. It was on the victim's desk, Your Honor. Quite empty, as you can see for yourself.
I noticed that too during my inspection. So what?
Apparently you weren't so observant as you should have been. You see, when you saw this frame, it was missing something quite important. Missing something? Yes, a pale bluish stain on the inside of the frame. Atraquinin residue.
That?
Why wasn't I told about this?
The frame is
Because
only
you're
2 inches
stupid?
square. The face of the frame is even smaller. Maybe an inch wide at most.
You aren't saying.
Oh, but I am. Tell me, what fits in such a small frame? A commemorative stamp, perhaps? Order! The poison stamp was in this frame?
Impossible.
Prosecutor Gavin?
Why would he put something like that on his desk? Don't tell me he had it there so he could commit suicide if the mood struck. Now, can I say something? I just had a thought, see?
Yes, we can tell.
What, Mr. Brushwood? Please stop jurying around like that.
The invention was a forgery, right? There was a lot of
Dude,
money
stop
in that
tweaking
lot
in
of
the
work.
courtroom.
Forges friends and makes enemies too. End quote.
So the poison stamp might have been a murder weapon aimed at him.
Oh, rich. That's rich. Leave it to the ridiculous flight of fantasy to the Gaviniers song lyric, please. I'm surprised that they're still in business. They lost a guitar.
It's finally something we agree on.
There was a murder on their set.
The stamp was a murder weapon? Nonsense.
Then why is there poison in the frame, dude?
Murder's a simple business. Who would go to such lengths? No one.
To not be found out you
Oh,
killed somebody?
I disagree.
I don't know.
Again?
Oh boy. Recall, if you would, the victim's
Dude's dense and desperate.
reclusive lifestyle. Drew Missam hid from the world. He avoided meetings. Same, really. I don't want to go meetings. His only contact with the outside world was the mail. The mail? Now, if you wanted to kill someone you couldn't meet, but you knew red letters, a stamp would be the perfect weapon.
Ridiculous. Where's your proof? I want proof. Show us evidence this poison stamp was sent to him as a murder weapon.
I might not have evidence per se, but things are finally starting to come together. What is it, Apollo? Your fists are trembling. I think I know what happened. I don't believe it, but I can see it. I think I know how Mr. Misham was killed. Well, fill us in, Mr. Justice. A certain piece of evidence points to the truth, Your Honor. I can show you how someone with the intent to kill sent Mr. Misham the stamp of death. The red envelope.
Yeah, it's a red envelope again because it even says every envelope inside.
Isn't this the envelope, the one from 7 years ago? I think the text of the letter. I think of the text of the letter again.
And the fact that it's missing a fucking stamp.
No, it has a stamp on there. You can see it on the top right.
Oh, I thought it would have been removed.
No,
There were 2 pages in the envelope. This is page 1. And this is page 2.
Oh, I'm right.
I want to draw your attention to one phrase in particular. Send in the enclosed envelope with the enclosed stamp within 3 days. The enclosed stamp, Your Honor. Ah!
I want you to have this straight.
The
The
moment.
stamp. Poison.
No,
on
keep
the stamp. End quote.
Now what if he had done exactly as the letter asked? You would have signed the document, put it in the envelope, and put a stamp on it, right? Then he would put it in his letterbox. And 15 minutes wouldn't have elapsed between affixing the stamp and mailing the letter. But the clock started ticking, and when the time came, he drew his last breath. And the murder weapon would have been taken away from the scene. Oh, quite conveniently, thanks to the postal system.
Such a splendid imagination you have, fair hair forehead. Let me confirm one thing with you, if I might. So, this poison stamp was inside the envelope from 7 years ago. Yeah? Is that what you really have us believe? Really?
Well,
Yeah.
it is a little bit of a stretch, but there's a possibility.
Yes, a very small possibility. How small, I wonder? A poison stamp in this envelope? A stamp that then became the murder weapon? How do you intend to prove this seeming coincidence?
Well,
You want to go back to the
it
small
was
frame
7 years
again?
ago, and we don't even know who sent that letter.
And your answer is silence. I see. Very well. I move to...
It's not nice to pick on the Floraline Clavier.
Fraulein.
Oh, hello. Is it wait, what the fuck? What? 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 Emma? Wait, hold on. What? Well, like my Christoph Gavin impression. Did I sound like him? Oh, all right. You're doing an impression of him. Don't quit your day job.
Don't you have a crime scene to be looking after, Fraulein Detective?
Someone had to come dig you out of the mess you're making of this case. Emerge, join the cast. Mess? I thought Christoph was gonna show up again for no reason, but alright. You know, none of this would have happened if you just trusted in science a little more.
Oh, better start charging your battery.
Yeah, but I've slapped this shit in again. Christ. Let's see if it's charging quickly. Yeah, it is. All right.
So anyways.
You can find out if that stamp was in that envelope. Easy.
Care to explain yourself, Fraulein Detective?
Glare at me all you want, but science is on my side. It's all in the residue, right? Ah, that's right. The poison detection spray. Produce the red envelope at once. You can open it on the authority of the court. Okay.
You'll be in that corner.
Speaking of,
Well, would you look at that? No mistaking it. That's atroquinin. That's atroquinin in residue. My God. I don't believe it. A murder weapon from the past. Now, 7 years later, it bears its fangs at last.
Absolutely outrageous! Tell me why.
Tell me why ain't nothing modest.
Why didn't this murder take place 7 years ago?
because he clearly didn't use the stamp, dumbass.
Well, there's one possibility. Maybe Mr. Misham figured it out. Figured what out? He realized that the person who sent that letter really wanted him dead. So he sent his reply with a different stamp. Put his decisive evidence in the frame? What the fuck? You're still here?
I mean, he
I make a
wasn't
statement here on the
allowed to
record.
leave the court.
Oh,
He
fucking
wasn't
hell.
dismissed yet.
This guy, man, is fucking bonkers, I swear.
Can you imagine the faces that I've actually been pulling as I've been talking as him?
Yes.
Yes.
Trust me, I've
But
been
the
looking at
fact is, I'm pretty sure Jar Jar Binks is smarter than this guy. And that's a huge claim.
I, Spark Razor Buster, claim this stupid mine.
Razor tooth.
Drew Mission killed in cold blood by sender of 7-year-old letter, end quote. No, maybe something more succinct. Star falls after 7-year delay, end quote.
We go to Emma's theme and then we go back to Brushell's theme.
Order! 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 I see no room for further argument here. Oh my god almighty, this guy. Though I admit, this is all coming as quite a shock. To think that the murder weapon had reached his mouth after 7 years. Stamp his ticket straight to the afterlife, end quote. Oh, I think the witness is a bad influence on our judge. Oh boy, I see no need for further debate on this matter. I said the sender of that letter 7 years ago could hardly have been our defendant. Apollo? I think we just won. Very well, this court defines the defendant. Oh.
Is the bright future of our legal system?
Prosecutor Gavin?
A ticket to the afterlife from 7 years ago? Tickets for governor's shows are invalid after 2 weeks.
But it doesn't make sense in the other way.
It boggles my mind that so many people haven't noticed this. There's a fatal contradiction in Hareforehead's claims.
A contradiction?
A poison stamp was placed in this envelope 7 years ago, whereupon it was framed until now. If that were the case, then why would Misham have done it what he did?
Emma, explain that. He must have realized it was poisoned.
Therein lies the rub. 7 years ago, the forger Misham sent a trap and put the stamp in a frame. I do not debate this, but this begs the question. Why 7 years later did he use that stamp on the night of the murder? Surely, you don't mean to suggest Mr. Misham simply forgot? He put the murder weapon in a frame on his desk for 7 years and forgot? You expect us to believe he sprayed the trap on himself?
No!
Oh, he's back to his strokes.
You have to admit, there has to be at least a couple of fucking EMTs on port site at all times.
I'll admit, this is all quite shocking myself. It does seem highly unlikely that he would fall afoul of a trap that had been sitting on his desk for 7 years. Apollo? I don't think we're winning anymore.
Ah, I'm glad to see we're back in the real world now. Welcome back to reality. We've been waiting for you.
Okay, then how do you explain the poison stamp that was in this envelope?
The poison stamp? Where exactly is this poison stamp again? Have you brought it to a court before us?
It's not his job to, dumbass!
I see no proof that thing ever existed. Okay, that is just...
That's just lying.
That's
Because the proof
bullshit.
is right there.
What about the atroquinin residue, huh?
Oh, I agree. That does seem to be atroquinin residue. But her forehead, it's certainly no stamp.
Yeah, but...
Even if your precious poison stamp did exist, Drew Misham never would have used it. That is all.
I believe we're coming to a conclusion again. Apollo, were we wrong the whole time? Oh, I can't believe it. The poison traces match up. It can't be a coincidence. I'd like to bring some closure to this issue sometime this year. Mr. Justice? Yes, Your Honor. Let's review the facts and see where we stand. 7 years ago, Drew Misham received the envelope. There were traces of the poison atroquin on the document instead of the envelope. A similar traces was also found at the crime scene on this tiny picture frame. The defense has indicated the possibility of a yellow envelope. An envelope that left the scene of the crime with the poison stamp on it.
Yes, but even if the envelope contained a poison stamp, and through Misham knowing this, put it in the frame, he never would have used that stamp.
I'm afraid you're right. Which means there is a fatal flaw in the defense's case. I haven't been on the wrong truck this whole time. I'm sure of it. Track, sorry, I don't know where truck come from. The traces of atroquin in the envelope, the frame, and Drew Misham's mysterious death. They're all connected somehow. Well, Mr. Justice, do you have a conclusion for us? The defense stands by its case, Your Honor. We've seen that the logical outcome of the evidence makes no sense, which means that one of our clues must be fake.
Ah, a fake clue. Fascinating. And if we find this fake, your wild fantasies prove quite reasonable, yeah?
The fake clue that's thrown us off the poison's trail is none other than Drew Misham.
Yeah.
That the victim was a fake clue? I'm afraid I don't understand. I'll explain. We have an envelope, a frame, and a mug linked by poison. That all makes sense. What doesn't make sense is the victim himself.
Congratulations! You've completely lost me.
Hey, shut up and listen.
So the fake evidence is none other than the master of fake himself, the forger. It makes a good story, I'll give you that.
A fake clue. Fakes. Forgeries. Ah! I know that face. That's the I just had an idea face. I don't know if I'm right, but I'm going with it anyway. What if our forger is the fake?
Come again?
7 years ago, our forger sniffed a trap and stepped aside. 7 years passed. Now the forger stumbles into that very same trap and dies. Why? That's what I want to know. Because the forger who was killed was a fake.
Here we are again. The victim was a fake.
One forger smelled the trap. One forger fell into the trap. That's two forgers, and one of them was a fake.
Now we're on pursuit.
Order! Order! Order!
So you're telling us that Drew Misham, the victim, was a fake? Well, if he was a fake, who was the real forger? You'd better not be claiming that it was some kind of switcheroo.
I'm afraid you're going to have to back up your story. Mr. Justice, show us just who the real Drew Misham was. If Drew Misham wasn't the real forger, there's only one other person it could have been. Understood, Your Honor. Forger Drew Misham was himself a forgery. The real forger was
The defendant.
Only other person.
There can only be one explanation, really. The real identity of the forger known as Drew Misham is none other than his only daughter, Vera Misham. What the fuck is going on? Order! Order! Mr. Justice, this is going out on a limb even for you. I can't agree. I mean, Vera, a forger? Let's consider it before you write it off entirely. If you look at the paintings in the studio, one fact becomes quite clear. Forgery had been taking place in that studio for quite some time. The forger wasn't caught in that trap 7 years ago. This can only mean that the one who was caught in the trap wasn't the forger. Well, actually, that does make a certain kind of sense. One more thing. Only 2 sets of fingerprints were found in the forger's studio. Drew Mishams and Vera Mishams. This case can only get crazier. Oh, trust me. If
we ain't done.
We know, yeah, literally. This is the first trial right now. If we know that Drew Misham wasn't the forger, that leaves only one possibility. By process of an elimination. The forger was Vera Misham. Well...
That's fascinating.
Vera Misham?
Vera, by the way.
Vera. Alright, Vera. You've been paying attention to the trial so far?
Let's just ask her and be done with it, shall we? Who are you? Who is the forger through mission?
Oh, what the fuck?
Oh, she had an expression.
Was that an expression of emotion I saw on her face? She's staring holes into Prosecutor Gavin's face.
I'm used to being stared by the Fräuleins, believe me. Though they usually talk to me too. Tell us, were you the one who forged those works of art?
How was that noise?
Oh, that's probably my little thing that's going in the background, don't worry.
Oh, okay. Sounds like a Tamagotchi sort of thing. Yes. So, the forger Drew Misham was you? Yes, it was me. What? What? The fuck? The court was in an uproar. It wasn't coming down. We had to break for a 10-minute recess.
And we shall have to break until the next stream.
Dang.
Dun, dun, dun.
Next stream. Well, good thing we're streaming tomorrow then, to make up for yesterday.
Okay.
Are we going to go for the 8 o'clock time? Because that'll be the best time for me.
8 o'clock time. Well, Timby won't be here for that much. Yeah, I suppose we can do it for 8 o'clock then.
It's just that that way I'll actually be able to be here for the full stream, most likely.
Yeah.
Because, you know, Tuesday I do have to go to work.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Well, that means you're gonna miss out on stuff, Squish. Unless you listen to it, I don't know.
Yeah, I could listen.
She has said that she.
Besides, I remember this case.
Yeah, but I thought she's not allowed to have a phone or anything during work.
Well, I mean, as long as I'm not distracted by it.
Oh, so
meaning constantly being on it.
Oh, so you put your headphones on or something?
Yeah.
Oh, I had no idea you were. Alright then. I guess Pizza Hut's just different.
Hey, look, I can.
I'm
have
in
my
the
phone
back of
out
the
as
kitchen.
well.
It's not like anybody's really gonna notice.
Alright, well.
Yeah.
Alright, so Monday, 8 o'clock, normal time as we do on weekends. This is the only time we're doing a Monday because, again, we just didn't do a Saturday.
We missed Saturday due to reasons, basically.
Yeah, so yeah, that's why we're slipping an extra day if we miss out on a day for other things. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed. Yes, we'll be doing the trial and maybe the other bit, which is going to be interesting to say the least. I'm not gonna lie, it is going to be an interesting one. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed, and see you all tomorrow. Bye bye for now.
Bye bye.
Take care, guys.